Hi, Barry Foster here.
And I'm Gary Foster.
And welcome back to Antipodean Journey. This is episode number 3 with UP Langreo in the Segunda Federación Grupo 1 in Spain. And before we get to the season of woe that seems to continue, we've got a bit of news. Our director of football has added a head performance analyst to the coaching team in the form of Santa Maria. And I think he's not going to be too bad in that particular job. Also, he has offered a job to Azur, a young goalkeeping coach. He's on the way in, hasn't arrived as yet. His attributes don't really impress us, but anyway, he's going to be better than nothing. And unfortunately, before we do take a look at the recent results, we do find ourselves on the dreaded
insecure list.
Absolutely. We're towards the bottom, so this next game is a real must-win game for us. Otherwise, we're going to be pushing up that table. And let's take a look at the recent results. We played 3 games since our last match on camera, and there you have it: a 1-0 defeat, followed by a 3-0 defeat, followed by a 3-1 defeat. Do you have any comments to make?
Basically, no. The first home game that we had, we were quite unlucky to concede what was actually a late winner. I mean, we were on track there for a home draw. The game against Santander B, we were never at the races, and we crashed out to a 3-0 defeat. And then the third game, which was against a fellow cellar dweller, we got off to a poor start and we never recovered. No, that was probably the most disappointing aspect of the save so far. And 5 games in, I think this is a record number of games to be on the insecure list.
Well, I've never had a save like this before, and I've been playing the game since 2008. It's been an absolute shambles, and no matter what we try with changes to the starting 11, nothing seems to work, and we seem to be opened up so easily in every match. But anyway, we've got a very big game. It's against Coruxo. They're coming 9th at the moment. This is a must-win match for UP Langreo. So without further chit-chat, let's go and play this game.
Yeah.
And here's the starting 11 for today's game. A few changes. We've put Gilly in goal instead of Torre. We're going to give the young 27-year-old a chance between the sticks. Ruiz, Elaine, Hevia and Perez across the back line. Samba sitting behind Guerrero. You say it?
Guerrero.
That's pretty good. David Sanchez also in midfield. Hernandez on the left. Fernandez on the right. And Oscar, who scored in the last game, he's holding down the striker's position. And unfortunately, our captain Gonzalo, who is 38, he hasn't made even the bench in the last 2 matches.
No, he might be on the way out, I think.
I think he is, and I think he might know it.
Yes.
But anyway, let's go and chat to the boys.
Yeah, well, I think there's no need for any undue pressure on them. So, yeah, just no gesture, and we need to step up our game. I mean, that makes sense. So a couple of them are inspired, so fingers crossed that they'll do the business on the field.
Well, we're up against a 4-4-2 formation. We actually did briefly discuss maybe going to a formation like that.
Need to probably the result of this game will determine whether or not we change future formations, I guess.
I think if we lose this match, we're going to have to come up with a different formation for the next one. Otherwise, we're going to be out the door pretty quickly. But anyway, it's early days in this match. And hopefully Oscar, who did score in the last match, hopefully he can lead the line again and find the back of the net.
Well, it was a good poacher's effort. And,
it was. Hit the underside of the crossbar.
We'll take it across the line. I think our white players, they're the ones that have been letting us down.
Well, wide plays.
There's a
penalty. Well, got a pen.
Jesus.
Now, who's going to take this? I can't remember our penalty taker.
Is it Hernandez?
It's been a while since I looked at that list.
Yeah. No,
It's Sanchez, the playmaker. Fair enough. And he has snuck him under the keeper. Well, for the first time this season, we have actually taken the lead in a league match.
Yeah.
We did it once in pre-season, but it ended up being a draw.
Dizzy Heights are playing from the front.
But he struck it well.
I mean, the obvious thing is that they've now got 88 minutes to...
yeah, I know, do something about it. But
rather be 1-0 up than 1-0 down.
But look, they're well positioned in the league, something like 8th or 9th. So it'd be really good to take their scalp.
Well, yes, but early days, there's plenty of time for things to go wrong. So we picked up a booking.
As usual. But anyway, this is the visitors with possession. And...
seems to be a good crowd too.
Yeah, the crowds have been, in the 600 for a lot of the matches at home or thereabouts. So not a bad attendance.
Whoops.
But, that's that's the problem we seem to be having. We concede very easily. Very easily.
Unmarked in the 6-yard box.
I mean, Elaine got the header. Hernandez got another header, but then this is just pumped up, headed down.
Look.
Yeah, first time strike. Beats the keeper on the near post.
Oh, well, game back on then. Game back on.
Anyway, 15 minutes in, all square. See what's going to happen with this highlight.
We don't seem to be able to clear it very well.
We don't. No, out of defence, it's
Hernandez
often...
again has made a very poor clearance.
Yeah, well, it's been a bit of a problem. Look, I think we'll call out some encouragement to the boys. They did start well. Admittedly, it was a goal from the penalty spot, but it was a positive start to the match.
Yeah, interesting there that Hernandez is he's rating at 6.8 despite those two poor clearances. So
Wasn't quite too sure whether it was him or Samba. He was doing some of that heading, the defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
But
Ruiz has picked up a booking though. He's not performing very well either.
well, he's probably not really a first choice left back, and we do have Piccoli on the bench today. He's coming back from a pretty long injury, and he probably would be our preferred left back, but he'll probably get a run in the second half.
He's good for only 45 minutes, I think. So
yes.
Let's see how he goes.
So hopefully we can control some possession here with about 10 minutes to go before the break.
Right.
So let's see if we can just string some passes together, and that's pretty good. That's Ruiz. He hasn't got anybody. Oh, he's found Oscar. Oh, hits the post.
Mongrel.
And doesn't go in.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit of bad luck. But okay, a corner. That's looped up. And Elaine, wasn't a bad attempt.
Yeah, well, we do have our tall timber on the far post, so we have trained for those corners.
From the left, we got them aiming for the near post, just to be slightly different. But okay, that's going to be it, I think.
Half-time on the leaderboard.
Absolutely 1-1 before just under 450 fans. Let's go and chat to the boys. Okay, half-time. We normally point the finger, but this time we're going to do some fist pumping, and we're going to go with the scoreline doesn't reflect the pattern of the game.
So hopefully that'll give them a positive reaction.
Well, fingers crossed. But I get a giggle with the keeper running 3.4 kilometres already in the match. But
must be doing laps of his penalty area.
Yes. Anyway, waiting for our first highlight of the second half. And it's one for us, Sanchez with a free kick.
Far post.
And that's been dealt with by the defence.
And a chance for a breakaway.
And he's going to take it out. Luckily, no one with him in support at all.
Hold him up.
Anyway, back to Donkel. So
The defender's just left him now.
yeah, plenty of players in the box to defend. But here's crikeys, that was too simple. Too simple. Okay, same old story. Yes, you can do a dance, but not much pressure put on the player here.
Well, see, the defender had left him, and he got the return pass
Unmarked.
unmarked near the penalty spot.
Can't blame the keeper for that, but he just blasted it past him. But okay,
Right.
trailing once again. We've been in that position before.
So do we need to be positive now in our mentality rather than balanced?
Well, I think we're going to have to make some substitutions, and let's go and do that now. I think we've got to bring on Mr. Homet in the striking role.
Yep.
Because Oscar's not having a great match there.
Iglesias.
Mr. Joshalou is struggling at 6.4. Also, defender left. I think we'll get Piccoli on for a bit of a run for a change. And one more. Do you want one of the wide players?
Yeah, I think so.
Which one?
Probably Hernandez. Iglesias.
Iglesias, very sorry. And I think he can be an inverted winger indeedy. Okay, back to the match. As we wait for another highlight.
Yeah. And the second half is just absolutely ripped by.
And this is the visitors with another free kick. And that was almost goal number 3. And I think we're going to have to make another substitution pretty quickly with time running out. And
midfield maybe?
Well,
Pavida for
Oscar Pavida for...
Guerrera?
Yep. And one more maybe bring on...
Ruiz.
Well, they're not playing too badly in the centre of defence.
Yeah,
so maybe young Iker, give him another run at right fullback.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed that they can maybe do something in the last 10 minutes of the game. And we do have a corner, Pavida. And there, not
the post penalty.
Penalty again? It is. Okay. Maybe Lady Luck is with us.
No, he hasn't got the penalty.
And this should be Sanchez with another spot kick. Can he make it 2 from 2? Oh, crikey.
Straight at the keeper.
Yeah. Well, wasn't well taken. Easy height for the keeper to grab. So that's disappointing. That could have been a very valuable goal for us.
Would have been so late in the game.
But anyway, Coruxo with possession. I just hope they don't get a third, because that will be... that'll be the ball game if they do.
Certainly...
We'll roll the dice and go attacking. Fire up, boys. Come on. Let's try and pull this game out of the fire.
Ooh,
that's a very long ball to absolutely no one. But Piccoli. Now, this is Sanchez. Come on, let's try and link up. That's between two players. That was a poor pass. Now, come on. Not the best of passes.
No.
Some of the basics in the game we seem to be just doing very poorly.
A very frustrating game to watch.
And this is straight through him. Straight through him. That's the nail in the the coffin for this game for us, and maybe another nail going into our coffin.
That's right.
The board and the supporters won't like this. Another home defeat.
But they...
and the keeper just
what did he do?
Well, he went down and just went over his arm.
Well, when you consider a missed penalty to make it 2-2, and then we got caught on the counterpunch. So very disappointing.
And you look at some of the match stats, there's not much in it. 11 shots to 12. We got much better XG, 2.33. We end up losing 3 goals to 1.
Well, the frustration continues.
And unfortunately, the new keeper, or the keeper we brought in for a change, was the worst player, 6.3.
Yeah, well, I think he's...
well...
He might have to go back to the bench, I think.
Okay, let's go and chat to the boys. And it's time to thrash the arms. I'm very tempted to throw a water bottle, but we're going to go with the assistant because I think we really should have won that match. We had much better XG. They're fired up. Well, thank you very much, lads.
They weren't fired up for the game.
Let's see how the rest of the competition fared. And as you can see, Compostelo are the leaders on 14 points after 6 matches, and poor old Langreo with Polvorin are at the foot of the table, 2 points apiece, but we've got the worst goal difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of hope there where you have a look at those teams in the relegation spot. There's only 3 points separating them, so we can turn the season around. We just need a run of results.
And will the board give us time to turn the team around? Time will tell. And in 7 days' time, we're away to the leaders, Compostela. Luckily, we've got 7 days to prepare for that. And I think we're going to have to come up with a different formation. Yeah,
I think we'll... I don't know. We've got options. We've trained 4-4-2 and 5-3-2, I think, haven't we?
We have.
Wing backs.
We have, yeah.
Maybe a 4-4-2.
Well, either that or the 5-3-2. I'm leaning towards having at least 2 strikers in our forward line, but we'll ponder over that over the next 7 days, and we'll come back for Compostela in just a second. And we're at match day for a game away to Compostela, and we've decided to go with a 4-4-2. We're ditching the 4-3-3 at the moment, and this is going to be the lineup. We're going to bring back Torre in goals, Piccoli, Elaine, Hevia and Perez across our back line, Jandrin, Samba, Sanchez and Davo Fernandez in midfield, and we're going to have 2 strikers. Oscar will be the poacher and Iglesias will be the advanced forward. Fingers crossed. This will change the fortunes.
Yeah, change of formation, change of fortune. Who'd know? Because we're away to a very strong team. They've just actually been knocked off top spot, so they'll be keen to reclaim it, I think. Okay, well, let's go and chat to the boys. Okay, so we've got a pretty tough game ahead of ourselves here, but I think if we're just calm and tell them maybe just to ignore the critics and just go out there and enjoy themselves.
Well, there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah, plenty. Yeah, it's not the most ideal option, but a point. I think we would be more than happy to take a point.
Absolutely, no question about that. But 3 points would be even better.
Yeah. So
here we are defending a free kick in a dangerous position.
Don't like on a near post.
Oh,
jeez.
Gee whiz, that was lucky once again. I've noticed that free kicks in FM23 can be pretty lethal from just outside the box.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more reflecting on real-world situations. But another interesting formation that we're playing against where they've got 3 attacking midfielders and 2 defensive midfielders and nothing in the middle. So our 4 midfielders across the centre should be able to dictate the centre third, I would have thought.
Well, yes, I guess in theory that should happen. But now we've got a corner to defend, a dreaded corner. Can we defend it?
The answer is...
Well, yes, sort of, yes.
Kinda.
Oh, well, there's your answer.
I was just about to say, we do really piss-poor clearances out. I mean, the opposition get a second phase ball and we get punished for it. So when the corner comes in, it's kind of dealt with.
Yeah, Samba did get his head to it, but...
fell straight to one of their players.
I mean, there were quite a few bodies there, but it found the gap.
Anyway.
So, familiar territory, we're trailing 1-0. I did call out encouragement just before that goal was scored, so it didn't do much good.
Encouraging them to concede more.
Dear, I don't know.
Well, the ship's been righted. Haven't conceded any more, so if we get to half-time only 1 down, we can perhaps right the ship a bit.
Well, that was a free kick for Langreo. A bit too far out to be dangerous.
Compostelo on the counter now. And lots of sky blue shirts streaming forward. And here we go.
Another poor header, but we get away with it. Now can Davo start a counter-attack? He's got 2 strikers to try and hit.
Channel ball.
Well, he tried. Right idea, but he didn't quite execute his pass.
No.
But Sanchez has won it back very nicely. Now, this is Iglesias.
Little ball back
in. That wasn't a bad attempt.
No, I thought he would have played the little ball inside there if Oscar had kept on running. But still, a good attempt on goal.
Well, Iglesias, when he has played in the past, he has been out wide, but he can play striker. At the moment, we're prepared to try anything up front. If you can play striker, you've got a good chance.
Yes. Scoring goals is an optional extra. But the 2 strikers seem to be working up front. I think we've created more chances, and actually in this game there's been more highlights to talk about than any other game that we've had.
I must admit I like formations with 2 strikers. I'm not a big fan of the wide players supporting a lone striker. But this is the keepers. That was pathetic goalkeeping.
Mr. Torre, he had his cranky pants on during the
Well, I've criticised him twice and he doesn't like my criticism. Well, that's why I'm criticising.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's a big deflection, but it is his ball. He didn't even attempt.
No. It's rubbish.
It is rubbish. That is really poor, and I don't think you'll be in the starting 11 next match. Well, it's
tight offside.
It's not going to be ruled out. So 2-0 down just before half-time. Back to the drawing board, maybe.
Well, it showed promise. Just a defensive error. So
11 shots to 2.
Yeah.
We've had more possession, but they've had 5 corners to 0. 2-0 at half-time before a pretty good crowd. Let's go and chat to the boys. I'm really tempted to pick up that water bottle, but you said no, don't. So we're going to thrash the old arms. You've been terrible. Sort it out, for God's sake.
But they're all inspired, so hopefully once again we might be able to dominate early passage of the second half. Maybe get a goal, maybe get a chance.
Well, with both strikers currently rating 6.2, I don't think we're going to be scoring too many goals. But
see, that was really harsh because I thought they actually played well for periods of that first half when the highlight was on.
Well, Iglesias had a fairly decent shot that I thought was going to really trouble the keeper. It went a little bit wide. Okay, well, we've actually made a couple of... we've had 3 substitutions and we have subbed our keeper.
Yes.
He has been pulled off after that atrocious error that led to the second goal. And fresh legs on in the striking department with the young Homet getting an opportunity. But anyway, this is I was going to say Langreo with possession, but we just gifted it to their keeper.
Yeah.
Same old story.
So perhaps a bit of encouragement, but we're still in the game and we only need a goal
True.
to get back into it.
Anyway, this is a pretty good ball by Jandrin, and this is, he didn't hit it well enough. I think he scuffed his shot. Well, that was encouraging there for a second or two.
Yes, a false dawn though, so we can sit back down again.
Indeed it was, but here's Sanchez with a free kick and he drives it in. Oh, good save. That was on target as well.
It was. Well, it's quite surprising.
It was. He was a fair distance out.
Considering his free kick stats, I mean, they're the better ones that we have, but they're not all good. Near post header.
Well, Elaine got to it, but unfortunately he couldn't beat the keeper. But it was a decent corner. And we might make one final substitution in a couple of minutes. We'll just see what happens with this highlight. Hopefully not a third goal for Compostela.
But it could be. Oh, good
save. Poor finish and a good save by the keeper we took off the bench.
Yes, he's not so much that keeper, but the defensive end. We just seem to get cut apart so easily just with those channel balls in. Okay,
we've made the final two substitutions. It probably won't make much of a difference, but we have brought on young Ruiz in central defence and Pavida in midfield.
Yeah, mainly Pavida for tired legs and Ruiz for a bit of match experience.
Well, 22 shots to 8.
Gosh, yeah.
You know, that tells a story. 8 corners to 2. And another dismal performance by Langreo. This has been the toughest team I've ever managed in any version of Football Manager. Do you want to make one final comment?
Not really, no.
Okay.
2-0 and piss-poor ratings and blown off the park. I mean, probably the only thing was that 2-0 may have flattered us.
I think it did. Let's go and chat to the boys.
Oh, where's that drink bottle?
Okay, point the old fingers, and I'm sorry we're not happy with the performance. Yeah, they say they're fired up, but I don't think that's the truth.
Well, they would have been paid to be more fired up at the end of the game. I mean, the only consolation was that we didn't concede any more goals in that second half, even though XG would suggest we should have.
Okay, let's find out how the rest of the competition fared. And that defeat sees us once again rooted to the bottom of the table. We are the anchor boys on 2 points. Now, 6 points from safety, so our position is getting worse by the match. And, of course, Compostela leading the table on 17 points. The least said, the better. Let's go and find out who we're going to play next.
Yes, well, it's good to see that we've played the leaders into form anyway.
Well, as you can see, UP Langreo, another game in 7 days' time, a home game against Orantiro. But looking at the schedule, what we're going to do, we're going to play the next, if I can click it, the next 3 games off camera. And we're going to come back for 2 home games, Valladolid, Promesas, and an interesting one against Polvoran, because they're also struggling in the league. I think from memory they are, they're 3 points above us at the moment. So unfortunately, this video has been a bit like the previous 2, rather disappointing with match results, but that's the way it goes. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please give us a thumbs up.
You're sadists.
Yes, you must be a sadist to be watching us. I'm Barry Foster. Until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.